Hi, it's Mandy back with another video. This video is why are introverts struggling during COVID? So the question I have is are they? So in the first video that I did that I explained introverts and extroverts, the introverts necessarily, again, it's a continuum. Nobody's necessarily 100% one way or the other, but the introverts are the people that recharge from your alone time. And so I guess the question is, the introverts who are isolated alone or with others. So let's start with the ones that are isolated with others. This might be frustrating for introverts because they might feel that they never can get away or recharge in their appropriate alone space, especially if you're in small closed quarters, and especially if you're living with an opposite personality. I didn't mention this in the extroverted video, but where are the extroverts struggling? But if you're living with someone or quarantine with someone who has the opposite style as you, introverted and more extroverted, one might be trying to seek out the other one for stimulation to recharge, and the other one might be trying to recharge on their own. So there might be some conflict and psychosocial struggle there too. But I think that the biggest reason for that would be with the introverts living with other people. For the introverts would be that they're just are having a hard time recharging enough on their own, and they might feel the pressure of the extrovert wanting them to engage more than they perhaps want to. So the question is the introverts that are alone or isolated alone, how are you guys doing? I will say that very often when I ask my clients to take the Myers-Briggs, I said, if you take it and we talk about it and you feel like that's helpful, I'll share my type with you. And so, and I also like people to guess my type. Usually people do not guess my introverted, extroverted characteristic accordingly. And I have been pretty solid at which extreme that I fall more on throughout the years. So without further ado, I fall way more on the introverted side. Again, that doesn't necessarily mean that I don't like people or I don't like social engagement. That's just not my go-to to recharge and problem solve. I go within. I like my solitude to be able to do that. So the question is do the introverts who fall a little bit more on the introverted side, are you struggling in COVID? My answer is no. This is kind of working out for me. I'm finding plenty of things to do. The other thing I might talk about in another video is those of you who are intrinsically motivated versus extrinsically motivated. And the other reason I think that I'm doing pretty well is I'm very intrinsically motivated, which means that within me, I have goals and things that I want to do and certain ways that I can adapt and be flexible to meet those goals with challenges or barriers. So for example, I'm much more using my online, of course, resources for work because I have to right now, and for these social media videos that I'm bringing to you. So I've just shifted my style a little bit to continue with my goals, which I would encourage all of you to do if you can. Again, to take advantage of this time, even though if you might be on the extroverted side, and this is uncomfortable in a lot of ways. And again, the sympathetic nervous system is kicking in. I need to get out of here, or I'm going to be really agitated, or even I just am exhausted and overly exhausted because I'm not able to efficiently recharge. Try to find some new things, to get excited about. Do some research. Tap into an old subject that you might have liked in high school or college, and just scope out some videos or information on that to read a little bit more and see where that takes you. There are plenty of things. The good thing about the internet, there's all kinds of information out there, quality and some that's not so quality filled, but there is plenty to keep your mind occupied. And for some people who are feeling more lethargic during this time, perhaps some stimulation might be beneficial. And I may talk about that in another video too, about how I see the brain and sort of the overall person as being in a state of deactivation or activation, and how we balance that out. So I hope that this was helpful. If you're an introvert, please leave some comments how you're doing, or if you're more on the introverted side. Also, if you're watching this, I didn't mention the extroverted video, but please leave some comments to let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.